Hello there guys, and welcome back to our car modeling tutorial. And in this episode what I think we'll do is we will start to apply some smooths to some details, should I say, to this front bumper here. I think the trickiest bit is going to be the details that we have around here, so that might be a little bit tricky to get looking pretty good, but it shouldn't be too bad. We'll need to add a little bit more geometry to get a bit more of a curve here to help facilitate what we've got. But in the last episode what we did was we created our diffuser section here, we created our side skirt, and we added all of the details in for the smooth. So when we now turn our wireframe off, we can see that this section here is looking pretty good. So we're going to aim to do something similar with our front section here. Now it looks to me like we have a defined line, should I say, along here. So that's what we'll work towards first. Before we do that, it looks like we could probably get away with doing this bit first. Now, what it looks like to me is it looks like the area is this angle, should I say, not the area, is fairly soft. So let's just make sure we're aligning nicely here so we can get this a little bit adjusted just here. And let's actually just make sure. I'm just going to make sure that I've got what I need selected here, so I'm not selecting any elements behind. So we'll grab these points here. I'm going to move these up like so. I just want to make sure that we've got this looking pretty good along here, because as I've said in the past, it's always easier to edit the geometry when it's as minimal as possible. Now what we'll do with this is I'm just going to pull these out slightly, and we'll try to sit on here a little bit now, because we've got quite a defined line here. So what we'll do in our front and our side view here is we will just help this line so it looks like just here. We'll maybe want to pull this forward. So we'll do the same with all of these here, just to kind of help create something a bit more structured down there. And I think what we'll do here is we're going to grab all of these edges that make up this section, and we are going to hit edit mesh, and we will bevel these here. So we're going to want to get in pretty close, and we're going to want to turn this fraction all the way down. Now the lowest is 0.1, but I think that's a little bit too high, so maybe we'll go for inside here 0.05, maybe 0.08 now. We'll go for 6, and we're going to boost these segments up to 2. So that's going to give us a nice kind of rounded curve onto that there. And what we can do is we can hit 3 on this now just to see, and remove the wireframe. That looks quite good. It's not too sharp. So it's not too sharp, not too bad. Let's maybe try it just with the one segment and see how that looks. No, we'll go for a slightly larger bit here. So we'll go for 0.08, and we'll try that 2 segments again. Okay, that looks a little bit better. So we've got a nice soft yet defined curve around there, which is good. Okay, so happy with that. That's looking okay. I just want to make sure as well, whilst we're here, that we've got a nice curve to it, which looks like we do. Okay, so that's good. Now I think what we'll do is we'll get this line defined around here as well. And to do that, what we're going to do is we are going to apply some additional edge loops to this, but we don't want to affect what we have down here. So what we'll do is, let's just bring it into position. Now what we're going to do here is we are going to draw on a polygon, and if we hold shift, it's going to turn into a black dot there, and we can see that's going to drop exactly in the middle. We're going to go there again, and we're going to go to the middle again. Excuse the Discord noises, and we're going to do the same underneath here. We're going to hold shift and we're going to drop those in the center there. Now with our insert edge loop tool, what we're going to do over here is we are going to drop, let's see, what we'll also maybe do is maybe do the same here. So maybe we'll drop a line just there, and we'll go across here and down here, because we don't want to be sharpening off this edge here, because as soon as we add this additional geometry inside, it's going to start sharpening sections off, which we don't want. So we'll have a go at bringing these around like so, and then we can insert our edge loops, and we'll go fairly close here like so. We'll go top and bottom, and then we will bring these to meet the lines that we've just built like so, and we'll do the same around here and here. Okay, so again now we can see we've got a nice defined crease going all the way around here. It's not looking too bad, it's a little bit sharp. So what we'll just do here is we'll just, in the front view, we'll just make sure that we're maintaining this shape here. So it looks like maybe we'll go up a little bit higher over here as well, just to kind of keep a little bit of distance in between these points here. And we'll just check our side view. Again, we just want to make sure that we're following the correct trajectory with this here. Okay. So that looks a little bit better, and what we'll do is we'll just do the same with that interior bit. So we don't want this to kind of come off looking a little bit weird there, so we'll just put a little bit more space in between these here, get a bit more of a curve to it. And again, we'll hit 3. It's looking pretty good. Now we're a little bit wavy on that inside, so again, maybe a case that the nut straight on. Okay. Looks like maybe up here we want to adjust around and down a little bit. Okay. Okay, so that's looking pretty good, down and around there. Cool. So what I think we'll want to do now is we'll want to add an additional line around here. So we're going to go to our edge loops, and we'll drop one in here. That looks okay. And what we'll want to do with this is we're going to want to bring all of these points out to something like this. So I want to add more of a curvature into this area here. Like so. And then we can probably make sure we're maintaining a little bit just here as well. So I don't think we're going to be wanting to sit too deep inside there, so that looks okay. Okay, so we've got a bit more of a bump to that, which is good. So what we'll also do with this is we are now going to want to grab our edges. Now we only want to grab the edges that are coming on the inside here, not on that center edge there. We'll grab these ones here. Now actually before we do, oh no, that looks fine, so we'll keep going there. So we'll grab all these edges here, but we won't grab any of these ones here, so we can hold Control to deselect some of those. Okay. What we'll do here is we'll hit Control E. I'm going to extrude in here, and we're going to do it on the blue. Now we're not going to switch to the world option. We're going to pull in on the blue section there. We're just going to come in ever so slightly. So you can see that we've come in on the underside there. And we've dropped down quite nicely on that top, so we're following quite a nice angle there, which is fine. Now the only thing we're going to need to really fix down here is this section. So we'll grab each of these and delete them. Now what we may want to do actually as well is we'll extrude in on these. Let's see if we can get a similar angle. Okay, and I think what we'll want to do is we'll want to grab this one here, we'll hold V, and we'll bring down to this point here, and then we can merge those together, and then these here we'll kind of just want to spread out a little bit there, and the same inside here. We can merge these two together, so we'll kind of loop and swoop around into there, so that looks good. So we've now got a little lip on this side here. Now in order to maintain a bit more of the structure, what we're going to want to do is we'll drop an edge loop inside here, like so. So that looks fine. We will want to drop a few more edge loops, and we'll drop one just down here on the wheel arch there, just to kind of give it a little bit of definition. So let's just see, you can see that we've got a nice little bit of definition going down there now. Now on the wheel arch for this car, it is actually, just hit 1 to go back, it is actually fairly smooth. It's not so rigid like it was on the Lamborghini that we did before. So what we'll maybe want to do here is we will maybe have a go at grabbing the edges for this. So we'll grab each of these going down. Maybe what we'll do just now is just try and maintain curvature down here. Like so. Okay. So again, we'll grab all of the edges here. And I think what we'll want to do is we will want to bevel these, similar to how we did, if I can even get this selected here, similar to how we did on that lower section of the front bumper. So grab all of these, including this one here. And again, we're just going to go to mesh here, we're going to go to bevel. And I think what we'll do is we'll take the fraction down a bit, we'll go 0.2. 0.2 looks good. So we can hit 3 to see how that looks there. So you can see that's got quite a nice little curve to it there, which looks pretty good. So happy with that. I think the only thing that we'll need to do to this, just to ensure that's going to keep that curve quite nice for us, is we will need to draw another line. So that bevel here is going to give us an additional vertices there, which we don't want to kind of just sit on its own. So we'll close that off there. Okay. So let us bring back our two sections here, and we'll maybe do this one too. We'll isolate those selections. I'm just going to hit 3 on this just to test to see how it's going to look in this section. So we can see that that's looking pretty good inside there, so it looks like we won't need to add any more to that. So what we'll do here is we will have a think about some of the information inside here. So the first thing we're going to want to do is, with our edge loop tool, is we're going to want to go along the edge just here. Now that's going to go down the inside of our section there, so we're going to want to make sure that that's not going to affect our soft curve rather than the harsh one. So we'll smooth that here. Hopefully it might have just gone harsh on the underside, which it has, so it still kept that looking quite smooth on the face of it there, which is fine. Okay. But now it means we've got a nice rigid edge there. We'll also want to insert an edge loop across here. So that's going to join all the way along that frontal section. And looking at my reference images, it looks like we're going to want to drop one here, like so. So that's going to follow all the way around. And what I'm going to do, just for now, just to see how it looks, I'm going to drop another one, secondary one in there. Let's see how we're sitting just now. So we can see now we've got that nice defined edge that ran around the outside there, so that's looking quite nice. So we can see instantly how much better this is looking around these edged sections. Now it looks like what we'll also want to do is, it looks like we've got a little bit more definition here we need to add in terms of this line that runs around here. So we will grab our edge loop again, and I think what we'll do is we will maybe run around the underside. Let's have a look here. So let's run around the underside just there. We'll test that and see how that looks. Again, like I said, I've never modeled this myself, so it's kind of a little bit of trial and error just now. So that looks pretty good, but it looks a little bit too defined. So we'll maybe so it looks like a little too defined inside there. Let's just have a look here. Let's bring these into position here. Now it looks like what we could maybe try is we'll add the edge loop again, but we'll just go a little bit further down, a bit further away from the line, something like that. So that's a little softer, so that's a little bit better. Let's just double check the references here. We'll see, so again it's nowhere near that defined, so we can't be... So we'll take that away. I think what we'll do is we'll just leave it as is for now. We've got a little bit of definition inside there, so That should be okay. Now we could maybe have a look at this section here. So what we'll maybe do is we will, off the bat, we'll grab an edge loop here, and we'll maybe just go straight down the front, and we will bring this around and we'll merge that into the corner. We'll do the same here. See on there, we've got a fairly nice shape. We've got a little bit of shading and stuff inside there, so I think it's not looking too bad. So we'll do the same. We'll insert an edge loop, and this time we'll go around this inside section. And what we'll do this time is, again, if we can get this right inside here, we'll pull that up and into the corner. And around there. Now what we'll try to do is we'll drop some edges in here. And then we'll do the same for this point here. We'll go nicely in the center of those. And then we'll bring these around onto the inside as well. Do the same down here. And let's just make sure that we maintain the curvature with these. Maybe bring these a little bit further away from each other. And then we'll want to make sure that we're still curving nicely on this side as well. And then what we can do is we'll insert an edge loop and we'll drop this up and under here. Then we'll do the same down here. And then we'll pull these points to meet the new area here and here. Okay, so we're looking a little bit better just there. Okay. So it looks like what we're going to want to do here is we're starting to get kind of an issue with these sections. So let's just firstly grab and pull those out just a little bit there. And there. Okay. So what we'll do at the front here is we've already got this fairly nicely laid out from before, and one of the issues we can see here is this point is actually protruding out further than it should do. So we'll bring that in like so, and then we'll do the same here. Now it actually looks like we have developed an issue here, so I'll just quickly sort this. Okay, so what we'll have a look at doing now is we'll look at this section here now. There is a little bit of a crease, so we are going to insert an edge loop, which we will drop in this section here. And what we'll do with this is we'll grab all the corresponding faces for this section. We'll hit Ctrl E, and on the blue section here we're just going to pull in. We'll just pull in just a little bit there, so we've just got a little bit of a ridge, like so. And we will delete this extra face here, and we'll do the same on the lower section here. What we'll do is we will insert an edge loop, which will go down and around here, like so. We will insert an edge loop which will go through here and here. We'll grab an edge loop for this section too, and here. And we'll drop one on the outside of this as well, like so. And then we'll drop one on the inside here as well. So let's see how that looks. Okay, so I've got a nice little ridge going through here. I've got some nice curvature to this section, which looks pretty good. The only thing that's kind of causing an issue now is we've got quite a sharp point here, which does lead into something that is not so sharp. So what we could maybe do with this is we'll try removing this one here. Okay, so that's made it a little bit nicer there, so we'll have that sitting just like that, which looks good. So that's not looking too bad just now. We do have an issue just here. So what's kind of happening here is our structure in this area isn't actually looking too good. So what we'll do is we will insert an edge loop and we'll drop it in somewhere around here. And we are going to use this edge loop to just kind of help us maintain a bit of the structure a little bit better. So we can pull this out here to help maintain that curve. I want to do the same here, and also going all the way down to the bottom here, I want to help maintain too. Like so. So we can see now we've lost that extra kick in that lower section there. So we'll want to do something similar a little bit closer over here as well. So we're going to go to our mesh tools and insert an edge loop again. We're going to drop that around here. And again, we're going to want this to help maintain some curvature. So we can pull this out here. We'll go sideways, that'll probably work out a little bit nicer for us, more than anything. And we'll double check this in our view here just to see how that looks. It's not looking too bad. We'll maybe want this here to maybe pop out a little bit more. Maybe kind of take away a little bit of that curvature, like so. Okay. Now we can maybe adjust this center line here, which we already had before, just to kind of help bring those curves into play a little bit better as well. Okay, so we can see now that we've lost a lot of the issues that we were looking at in that section there. Now, what we'll probably want to do here as well is this point, this line just here now is a little bit too close. So we're going to bring this away and we're going to bring this out. Again, we want to make sure we're maintaining that line still, like so. We'll maybe want to also start bringing these points in a little bit more, like so. Again, just so that we're not going to be sharpening up this corner. So you can see now we've got that looking a little bit better there. So we can see now that we're starting to make some decent progress here. You can see that we've got a nice defined points here. Now we can see that we've got a little bit of a shadow in this area, but that's going to be quite good when we actually come to materials, because that's going to give us a little bit of definition inside. The only thing that I think I'm really going to do is just have a look at this section here. I'll probably speed that up because the rest of the bumper for me is looking pretty good. When we start to get a nice shiny material on there, we're going to see that looking pretty good. And if we compare that to the rest of the model, so if we can compare this here, we can see that we're still quite spongy on the top. So once we start to get these lines in to reflect the same, that's going to start looking pretty good. This bit here we're not going to worry about too much, because when it does come to applying the materials, it's not going to look too bad. What we could maybe try to do to get rid of some of that issue is we could drop an edge just here, and that's going to mean that there's no more triangles in that section just there. So if we smooth off a little bit more now, we can see that we've got a little bit more of a point, and like I said, once we've applied a material, we're not going to actually see that bit just there. So we're looking pretty good. I may speed this up, I may cut it short, but I am going to just make a few changes in this section here. The rest of it for me is looking pretty decent. We're looking quite good around this section. We'll maybe want to pull these points a bit more to the left. If we go back into section here, it looks like these points we're going to want to have a bit more over here. So we've got quite a larger section there, which is looking a little bit better. Okay guys, so I'm just going to have a work here just to make sure we're a bit flatter, just so we haven't got so much of this section inside here. And in the next episode what we'll do is we'll start to run across maybe this whole section, get this section smoothed here. And I think what we'll do is we'll start low and work our way high. So we'll start to smooth off all of these points here. We'll smooth off down here, maybe down here, and then we'll work up and over to the rest of the car. After that, we'll get the glass in, we'll make the wheels, and we'll be looking pretty good. Alright guys, cool.